Welcome back to the weekly show. I'm Pegg Starr, and
I am LA, filling in for Shy.
Yes, except he doesn't have long hair.
Yeah.
And this is Wacky News Views. I got some interesting stories from around the world for you.
Listen, let's just make note. I'm not actually filling in. I'm just like, you know, just a little side thing. So it's all coming from you. All this weird stuff.
Hey, what are you trying to say? I'm weird. Something old and something new. A group of grannies from Lake Helen, Florida, inspired by the 2003 movie Calendar Girls, is posing naked for a charity calendar to raise money for an American Legion post. The oldest woman is 87 years old. Yep. We can be quite daring in Lake Helen, said Pat Chadwick, who edits the local newspaper. Really?
This is a calendar with 83-year-old woman?
The oldest is 87. Naked.
Wow. Well,
Is
maybe a bunch of old men will buy it, but is that
that's
enough?
about it.
Is that enough to?
That calendar's going to have more rolls than a bakery.
No, that's
Yes.
terrible. Rolls and bones.
Mm-hmm. Just skin. Drooping skin.
Oh, come on, next.
After dropping off her kids at school every morning, Melissa Addison of Henrico County, Virginia, would start her own homework. According to authorities, it consisted of breaking into homes in nearby towns. The working mom confessed to hitting 27 houses over several weeks.
Wow.
She's absolutely a really good example to her kids.
Wow.
Yes. A dim-witted drug fiend who held up a Poconos pharmacy left behind one glaring clue to help cops track him down real fast. His birth certificate. Yes. Keith Rabori robbed an East Stroudsburg CVS of painkillers on Thanksgiving. Nearby police later found a hooded sweatshirt and a note that was used in the robbery and a backpack containing his birth certificate.
Oh, God.
I always have stories about dumb criminals. But
He was trying to dump the evidence, and he forgot his birth certificate was in there?
I guess.
Oh.
Or he just left it there. Maybe he forgot. But definitely not a good look. In Arizona, a company called Guns for Hire stages gunfights for Western movies and etc. One day, they received a call from a 47-year-old woman who wanted to have her husband killed. So they called the police, and she actually got arrested, and she's serving 4.5 years in jail for trying to commit murder.
She's stupid?
Absolutely. I guess she saw Guns for Hire and figured they were,
Oh, my God.
assassins. Yes.
Jeez.
An Alaskan man stuck in his snowbound pickup truck for nearly 3 days survived on beersicles. He was unable to dig himself out after the truck plunged into a snowbank. He soon ran out of food and water, and the only thing in his car was a couple cans of beer. So he cut the lids off and used a spoon to scoop out the frozen Coors Light. And he survived his
The guy's a genius.
Yes.
The guy is a genius.
I mean, how many people live on Coors Light anyway?
He should be Time Man of the Year. Genius.
Absolutely. I would live off ketchup packets if I have to.
Beersicles.
Yes,
Nice.
beersicles. I want a beersicles t-shirt. A man in Florida took a woman out on a very romantic date to the movies. During the date, he told her he'd left something in the car. By the way, she was driving, just so you know. And asked for the keys to her car. Then he drove off with the car into the sunset. The cops busted him a few days later, and now he has a date with the judge.
Oh, man.
Could you imagine?
A lot of dummies in the news.
Yeah, could you imagine though going on a date with somebody and they're like, I just got to get something out of your car real fast and take in your car?
Talk about a bad date.
Wow.
Yes, that should be the disaster date. A 13-year-old British girl shocked her mother by asking Santa Claus for a bunch of presents, including the real-life Justin Bieber, and threatened to kill Santa Claus if he refuses to deliver. The Metro UK reported this week that the girl, Makita Austin, who lives in Brick Hill in Bedford, also threatened to hunt down Santa's reindeer so she could cook them and serve their meat to homeless people on Christmas Day.
Girl's psychotic.
Yes.
How old is this girl? 13?
13.
She needs to be evaluated quickly
I want Justin
before
Bieber.
Christmas gets here.
He's not even anything special to be killing
I
Santa.
don't care if she's doing it for him or Burt Reynolds. That's crazy.
Yes. Talk about the holiday spirit.
Damn.
A Texas man convicted of robbery worked out a deal to pay $9,600 in damages rather than serve a prison sentence. For payment, he provided the court with a check, a forged check. Needless to say, he got 10 years for that.
Unbelievable.
Why would he think he'd get away with that?
That's crazy. You gotta be stupid.
Absolutely. And I love stupid people. Keep doing you because
Yeah.
you give me something to write about.
We need to know these things too. This is important news.
Absolutely. So in New York, a man went into a drugstore, pulled a gun, announced the robbery, and pulled a hefty bag over his face. And realized he forgot to cut the eye holes out of the mask and that the bag doesn't breathe without holes. You could tell how that story went down, right? Without me telling you.
Well, did he suffocate or did he just eventually
He had to
take
end
the
up
bag
taking
off?
the bag off and leaving. So
That would have been good if they had like the closed circuit TV of him trying to leave with the bag on, bumping into walls and shit.
absolutely. In Utah, a man successfully broke into a bank's basement through a steel level window, cutting himself very badly in the process. Then he realized that one, he couldn't get to the money from where he broke into. Two, he couldn't climb back out the window through the hole that he entered. And three, he was bleeding really bad, so he had no choice but to call 911 for help. So to the hospital, then to jail.
Wow.
Yes. In San Francisco, it seems that this man, wanting to rob a downtown Bank of America, walked into the branch and wrote, "This is a stick-up," but this is the key. "Is" was spelled I-Z, and stick-up was spelled S-T-I-K-K-U-P. Put your M-U-N-Y in this bag. While standing in line, waiting to give his note to the teller, he began to worry that someone seen him wrote the note and might call the police before he reached the teller window. So he left the Bank of America and went across the street to Wells Fargo. After waiting a few minutes in line, he handed the note to the Wells Fargo teller. She read it, and surprised by his spelling errors, and she knew he wasn't the brightest light in the harbor, told him that she couldn't accept his stick-up note because it was written on a Bank of America deposit slip, and that he would either have to fill out a Wells Fargo deposit slip or go back to Bank of America. Looking somewhat defeated, the man said, "Okay," and left. The Wells Fargo teller then called the police, who they found across the street at the Bank of America online. So,
Yo, you know what disturbs me the most about this story? Is he spelt money like bunny.
Mooney. Put all your Mooney in the bag.
Oh, man,
Just the
that's
fact that he's
gotta
like,
be...
okay, go across the street because they can't give you money. You're breaking,
Yo, she
robbing the
was
place.
playing with him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she was just playing with him, and he took it seriously and went across the street. What a dope.
She's a good. When you think about it, though, that's a good worker because she thought real quick.
Yeah, he was probably, she's being very helpful. I like this bank. I'm going to open up an account one day when I'm not stealing from them.
After I get the money.
Come back and split it with her.
Oh, man.
Yes. In North Carolina, a woman was reporting her car as stolen and mentioned that there was a car phone in the car. The policeman taking the report called the phone, and the guy picked up. Told the guy that answered that he had read an ad in the newspaper and wanted to buy the car. So they made an arrangement to meet, and then the thief was arrested. People, I just don't even know what's wrong with people.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't answer. If it was me, I wouldn't answer the phone, and I sure as hell wouldn't meet up with somebody. Because what's the point of stealing the car? What are you going to sell it to? In Michigan, drug possession defendant Christopher Jansen, on trial in March in Pontiac, said he had been searched without a warrant. The prosecutor said the officer didn't need a warrant because a bulge in his jacket could have been a gun. Nonsense, said Christopher, who happened to be wearing the same jacket that day in court. He handed it over to the judge so the judge could see it, and out fell a big packet of cocaine.
Nice.
The judge laughed so hard that he required a 5-minute recess to compose himself.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Absolutely.
I don't understand. Certain people, I mean, do they think when they leave the house? I guess not. I mean, you go into court and you got a big wad of cocaine in your pocket.
Yep.
You're
Especially
going to see
giving
the
it over.
judge. Not good. Not good.
In Arkansas, seems this guy wanted some beer pretty bad. He decided he'd just throw a cinder block through the liquor store window, grab some booze, and run. Unfortunately for him, after he lifted the cinder block and tossed it at the window, it bounced back and hit him in the head, knocking him unconscious. It says the window was made of plexiglass, and the whole event was caught on the store's videotapes.
I would love to see that, because I could see that happening.
Yes.
I could visualize it.
Like, I could just see him getting ready, like, woof, and then just hitting him. That's awesome.
That new damn glass.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Another Michigan friggin' weirdos. A pair of robbers entered a record shop, nervously waving revolvers. The first one shouted, "Nobody move." When his partner moved, he shot him.
A record shop?
Yes.
What do you mean, like vinyl records?
Yep, like a CD store.
How much money do you think could possibly be in there?
Who knows?
You're going to rob a record store.
But you shot your friggin' partner that you walked in there with.
I'm more shocked that they even went in there to rob the place in the first place.
True. That's like robbing a dollar store.
Exactly.
Yes. In Oklahoma City, Dennis Newton was on trial for armed robbery of a convenience store in the district court this week after he fired his lawyer. Assistant District Attorney Larry Jones said Newton was doing a fair job of defending himself until the store manager testified that Newton was the robber. Newton jumped up, accused the woman of lying, and said, "I should have blown your blank off. Your blank head off." So I guess he was going to use the F word.
Wow.
The defendant paused, then quickly added, "If I'd been the one that was there." The jury took 20 minutes and convicted him for a 30-year sentence.
Stupid. Today's theme is stupid people.
Yes, love stupid
I wish
people.
we had videos of we could watch all these videos of these.
Some of
stupid
them they
people.
do. I should bring them up when I find them.
Yeah, but we got to work something out. That would be funny.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In Michigan, R.C. Gatelin, who's 21, walked up to two patrol officers who was showing their squad car computer equipment to children in the Detroit neighborhood. When he asked how the system worked, the officer said, "Well, give me a piece of your identification and I'll show you." Gatelin gave him his driver's license. They entered it into the computer, and moments later, they arrested him because the screen showed up that he was wanted for a 2-year-old armed robbery. Now, I don't know if it's me, but I'm sure he knew that happened 2 years ago and that he was wanted. So why would you go up to police and ask them questions anyway?
Yeah. Hey, run my license.
Yeah. I don't even want cops to run my license, and I don't even have speeding tickets. I don't want them to bother me. In Virginia, 2 men in a pickup truck went to a new home site to steal a refrigerator, banging up the walls, floors, and all that good stuff. They snatched the refrigerator up from one of the houses, loaded it into the pickup truck. The truck promptly got stuck in the mud, so these brain surgeons decided that the refrigerator was too heavy. Banging it up more, they put the refrigerator back in the house and returned to the pickup truck, only to realize that they locked the keys in the truck. So they left it there. They got on the article, it said they got caught later because obviously they were right there.
Yeah.
In Louisiana, a man walked into a Circle K, put a $20 bill on the counter, and asked for change. When the clerk opened the cash drawer, the man pulled a gun and asked for all the cash in the register, which the clerk promptly provided. The man took the cash from the clerk and fled, leaving the $20 bill on the counter. The total amount of cash that was in the drawer was $15.
That's what he took, $15.
So he left $20, and he stole $15.
You know, not a good investment.
Yes. Yes, he's not very good at all. You know how I do my lists every week. I always have some kind of form of list of in one way or another. So this week, I have 7 weird and wacky, unusual phobias that people have. 1. Some of these I can't even pronounce. Cacophobia. It's an overwhelming and irrational fear of ugliness. A person who suffers from this phobia is not just afraid of ugly people. They also fear any object or situation they perceive as ugly. 2, people who have novercapophobia are afraid of their own stepmothers. Yep. Children's fairy tales have not helped the image of stepmothers, experts say, since these tales often portray stepmothers as cruel, punishing, witch-like, or even murderous. 3, people who have vestiophobia have an irrational fear of clothing or being clothed. This fear is so intense and overwhelming that sufferers will sometimes wear loose, oversized clothing in an effort to keep it off their skin. In extreme cases, they withdraw completely from society so they can remain nude. Yes. Depends on who they are. Then, you might want to hang around there. Selenophobia is a fear of the moon. Selenophobes also fear that the moon will trigger irrational or dangerous behaviors in other people. Serenophobia may be another phobia triggered by stories many of us heard while we were young. Tales of nights with full moons that were filled with witchcraft, werewolves, and other supernatural happenings.
I thought you were going to say selenophobia was fear of Celine Dion. And then when you said serenophobia, I was like, fear of Serena Williams. I was just like, but you had your own.
When I first saw it, I was like, oh, maybe they're afraid of Selena.
Yeah, well, it's crazy.
5. Though
these are real?
These are absolutely real.
All right.
Yep. 5. Now, this sounds like a joke, and I'm probably going to say it wrong, but hippopotomonstrosesquipedoeophobia is the fear of long words.
Wow.
Yeah, figures they'd make
so
it.
So you don't have that?
Yes. The word comes from a combination of words, sesquipedalian, which means a 1.5 foot long, monstrum, monster, and a misspelled form of hippopotamus. The combination is intended to make a word very, very, very long to better describe the phobia. 6, fear of clowns or culturophobia is one of the more common of the unusual phobias. Psychologists say that this phobia may stem from a child's tendency to react strongly to a figure that has a familiar body type with an unfamiliar face. And they're just freaking creepy. 7, people who suffer from more than one of the fears in this list, along with many others, may actually have panophobia, which is the fear of everything. Panophobia is described as a vague, nonspecific, yet overwhelming kind of anxiety. Some describe it as fear of persistent evil, as though something terrible is about to happen at all times.
Wow, that's some crazy anxiety.
That sucks. There's no Xanax in the world that could help that.
Definitely don't want paranophobia. Oh, is that what it is?
Panophobia.
Definitely don't want panophobia.
Do they have a phobia? I wonder if they have a phobia that's you're scared of. Phobias, like people with phobias.
That's phobia.
Yes.
All right, cool. So you're done? You got the joke of the day or anything like that?
I don't have a joke of the day.
Right,
I didn't
cool.
know how long we had, so I had,
no problem.
another list if you needed.
All right, no, that's cool. So we're running good. We have one more segment come up. We're going to do a little interview.
Okay.
And
just so you guys know, too, you could catch us on Twitter. We have Wacky News Views. That's on Twitter, so WACKY News Views. I'm also on Twitter, Pegg, starr, and Facebook, all that stuff. So hit us up, and definitely make a page on StrongIsland.com if you haven't already.
Definitely. Is Shy coming back next week?
Yes, she'll be here next week.
So she better be double funny next week.
She just wanted you guys to miss her.
Well, we do miss her. Is she on? Is she here?
I think she is. She just doesn't have an account.
All right, no problem. Well, we miss you, Shy. So
we miss you, Shy.
All right? Yeah, we're Shyless. It's not complete tonight. And Miss Cookie's not in the building, and JT's not in the building. But, you know what I'm saying? We do our thing. It's the weekly show. We continuously do it on a weekly basis here at StrongIsland.com. We got DJ Traction filling in for PT Spinner. And we will be right back, all right? We have a little guest coming up, so we're not going to tell you till we come back from our segment. So, StrongIsland.com. Traction, take us out.
She say she really about that life. Party every night.